Hi, Gail here. Welcome to life coaching, spiritual, psychic, and intuitive life coaching, as well as practical everyday physical helps, hopefully, and tips for your life out there, your day and your month out there. So we're in September now, and we are on Radio Hawke's Bay. It's your community radio station. It's where you can have a voice if you have a subject or topic that you would like to talk about. I talk about a lot of different things all along and hopefully from a spiritual vantage point, but also a practical one as well. It is, life can be pretty challenging at different times. It can also be pretty amazing. It can give us little miracles every day or a little, wow, how did that happen? But sometimes we can get into a few months of one thing happening after another that's quite difficult to navigate, challenging in a lot of different ways, as we have had it here in the Bay, as far as the cyclone and everything you've been dealing with since then, trying to get your lives back together and a semblance of normal, knowing that it will be different. Rather than the old normal, it will become a new normal. And now we are looking at this month of September, where it is spring and it is time for new things. It's time for growth, for things to start moving again. And so it has a signal of hope with it in September. And always at the beginning of the month, we look at some information about what the month could bring. And I do this from a perspective of the tarot, and I talked to God from the time I was a child, and when my daughter handed me a tarot card pack, because it's something she'd wanted, and I believed in, teenagers exploring their options and finding out if something fitted or not. She got bored with it, of course. She handed it to me, and I went, okay, because I believed in God and I talked to God my whole life. I was like, what is this? Is this okay? And I just got the answer: you need to overcome your fear around tarot, around these cards. And on that note, I thought, fine, I'm not going to be struck down with lightning or anything like that. So, okay. And that's what I did. I used them as a tool. It was hard to start with. There were certain cards in there that I did have issues of fear around, and until I understood them more, until I understood more about their meanings, but their help and their advice as well. And so I have just developed this way of helping people by consulting the cards, so that it isn't just coming from me, but it is coming from somewhere. And if that advice is helpful to everyone, then it's used for a good purpose, and it's always used for a good purpose from my point of view as well, simply because I want to help your life to become richer, better, easier, actually, because we were taught life is hard, and yes, it can be. It can seem to be a real struggle, but if you're struggling, it means you're struggling against what is. If you are stressing, it means that you are stressing against what is as well. And it means you're resisting. Sorry, that's pretty much what I was going to say. If you're stressing, you're resisting. And if you're overburdened or overwhelmed with things and you're feeling stress, it's best to stop, take a breath. It means you've got too much going on. It means there's too much to sort out. It means it's actually not going to be able to be sorted out just by thinking about it or worrying about it or trying to stress about it. So take a break. go and have an iced tea, go and have a walk in the sun, go and just listen to a podcast, or something along those lines that's just a bit different. Go talk to somebody about how they are. And that way it will just give you that diffuse break. Sometimes when the stresses are too much, sometimes the sleep can help. And generally, of course, it needs to be at night. But otherwise, take a deep breath, breathe out, take another deep breath, breathe out, take another deep breath, breathe out. Your stresses, your problems, your worries become easier and sortable if you take a breather from them. I know I have to do that myself. I know sometimes I look at a day ahead of me and there don't seem to be solutions to some problems. And so you take a step back and you have a little look, like I do, and you wait, because waiting sometimes can actually work better than taking some action. So we have September. We have that it's a month of growth. So look around you at the magic that happens, how things grow, how fast they grow. We comment on it, but do we actually kind of like really look at it and look at it in awe of how did that grow so fast? How did that become created? We have creation all around us in September in a very big way in this in the Southern Hemisphere. We have it in every little detail, actually. Not only is there new life with animals, there is new growth on trees, lawns. We notice that in the garden, and we notice all of those things. But what about you personally? What's new about you? We have the energy of newness. Is there somehow you feel a little bit more hope or optimism? And it doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to go, oh, this is wow, this is great. But that, wow, we might have a summer this year. That's a good hope feeling. We didn't have one last year. So we would really enjoy it, even more so this year. In your life, is there anything that new that you are looking to do? Maybe travel, maybe it's a project, maybe it's a new lifestyle, maybe a new job, a new house, a new something. Is there anything new that's already there? And if not, it's actually a really, really good month just to add to what you are already doing that gives you a little bit of a lift. September is a month where we become a little more aware of our surroundings. Like I said, just even being curious about the way things grow. We become a little bit more aware by being curious and interested. We get out of that survival of work to eat, to live, to work, to eat, to live. How am I going to pay the bills? All of that kind of thing. We start to look at the awesomeness of everything. And the awesomeness of you is part of that. And part of it for this month is about you. We have the Empress, and the Empress is about how you put yourself across. It's about maybe get something new to wear. And of course, going from winter clothing to spring clothing, it's always an opportunity to go and buy something that makes you feel a little different, a little better. It's a spiritual month. And the reason I'm talking about awareness is because it's a month where everything has a bigger meaning. That it's not just about what you're doing today on a practical, physical level to survive. It is about the awesomeness of the things around you and how they happen, and people as well. You look at a person, do you see that person, or are they just another person? Do you see what they're wearing, or are you seeing them as a person? This is the month where you see beyond the external outside appearance of people. You look at their heart, you look at the kind of person that they actually are, what they do, what their vibe is, because it's all about vibes. You just become a little bit more aware. So to grow spiritually, this month is a really perfect month, actually, to do that. So you can do that willingly by actually reading something, listening to something on YouTube, and read a book, or anything that has a spiritual note to it. It can be religious, but it doesn't have to be. It can be from some guru in India that has words to say about what spirituality is, about you as a spiritual being, all sorts of different things. Your awareness is the most important thing. If you are looking to grow spiritually and you don't know where to start, the first thing is you become aware. So instead of just doing something, you actually become aware of what you're doing. So you become curious and interested in what you're doing and how you're doing it. We do so many things automatically and unconsciously. We don't realize just how amazing and miraculous they are. They are incredible. And we can accomplish the most incredible things without lifting a finger sometimes. A cat exists. It doesn't go around trying to make itself useful in any way or helpful. It pleases itself. But by its presence, it is performing its purpose. It is of great comfort. It is of a source of humor and laughter. It is the same with every animal. They don't purposely go out there to try to survive. They simply exist and work in with their environment. We have to a level, focus on our survival. And we've forgotten our awareness a little bit. So we've forgotten our spirituality and that part of us that is magical and unexplainable and bigger than your personality and character, bigger than how you look. It is a marvel if you could see yourself in the essence of your true self, that you actually know you are more than this person that is being represented. If you could see yourself, you would be blown away. You would be blown away every single time. You are extraordinary. You are amazing. You are brilliant. You are everything you ever wish to be on earth. The problem on earth is that you must work at it and fail at it and maybe fail more at it before you can succeed at it. And if you're one of the lucky people who can just do something and succeed at it, you never know you've succeeded properly because you think it's just natural. There is a lot of things in our lives that have deeper meaning. This month is to search for deeper meaning. What is the meaning of your life? It is not what you think. It is not about acquiring this, having a house, going to the supermarket, paying your bills. Those are things you do to become more physically comfortable. But what your life is about is what you can give, what you can offer, what you can share. And yes, you've got a lot of that. You might not think so, but you have a lot of all kinds of things that only you can share in a very unique way. And you're not probably been encouraged in that. Well, not our generations, but the younger generations, perhaps a little bit more encouraged in bringing out that individual spark, that little something that you can do better than anyone else, or you can do it in a way that reaches people more effectively. It is something you don't have to look for or wait for, and you certainly must not measure yourself against anyone. Your purpose is to be the best of who you can be. It came to me a few nights ago. All you have to do every day and during the day is look at how you can improve one thing in your life. Even if it's doing the dishes, even if it's a little bit of housework, or just improving the way you greet people, or anything. And I just feel that it would automatically come to you. If you want to just improve something about yourself, then just do something and you'll find that that's the improvement. You'll learn as you go. If you improve something a little bit every day, then you will become an absolute star, guaranteed, in whatever it is you're improving as you go along. So the message was, in every little thing you do, just to improve it, do it a little better than you did before. And if you don't know how to do it better, just improve your learning about it, improve a technique, improve an attitude. It's just do that today in some small way. It will make you feel absolutely different and better. If you did that every single day, you would find that you would succeed, that you would feel that you are getting somewhere, that you would feel that there's just something more that you've done, especially if you become aware of what you're doing. Okay? If you become aware of what you're doing to improve, you will feel the effects of it. You will feel better about it. And everything in our lives is about feeling good, feeling better, feeling happier. So also for September, just look at the way you were brought up. What were you taught by your parents? And they were your models for behavior. They were your models for attitude, for attitudes on religion and politics, believe it or not, because they were around you. You loved your parents, and even if you had a difficult time with your parents, you kind of measured yourself a little bit against the people that were around you the most. If you didn't have parents that were around you the most, then you actually had benefits of being showing models of adults that you could be like or not be like. It is depends what teachers that you have chosen for yourself in this life. You chose your mother, you chose your father. For whatever role they play in your life, you chose them. So therefore, if they were absent, you chose other people to show you things, educate you in a different way. And life education is different to academic education. So we're just saying September is the month to look at yourself, what you value the most about your life, your lifestyle, your attitudes, your beliefs. Check in with whether they're yours or whether they're your parents, especially with coming up to an election. Politics is one of those things. Are you a free thinker? Are you looking at what your parents said about politics at that time? What are your preferences and why are they? Are they because you've had experience, because you've done a lot of research and you've learned about these different political parties? Or is it just because you're going on the one he looks better, or he sounds like he knows what he's doing? Or are you looking at what is the benefit to me as an ordinary everyday person, having this person in power? And I just would encourage you to look back over the last 3 years where the focus has been. The focus has been on the people. I cannot remember a time in my whole growing up life where the focus was ever about people. People were always about the economy matters, business matters, all that kind of stuff. And the people, you just have to survive as best you can. So just check in with what you value and what in politics would bring that value into your life, whatever that may be. Because this month it's about looking at the spiritual aspect of your being and your life and what matters the most, what supports your soul, and motivates you. So that's looking at your job. That's looking at who you live with. It's looking at, is this supporting me? Is this serving me? Am I growing? Because September is the month of growth. If you've not grown and you're not growing and you can't see a way to grow, then you either need to introduce something new into your life, or you need to, change your environment a little bit. It's time for new. So the other thing for September is there's a process that has been going on, and we could just go back to pre-COVID, right? And just say that the last 3 years have been a process where things have been evolving and moving and very slow, and all sorts of dynamics have come into this. Yeah, it has. And guess what? Everything will turn out in a much healthier way. So our attitudes to other people, healthier by most part. There are some people that will not, and that's okay. What will you do? If you are proud of how you act in any relationship, if you are proud of what you've contributed, if you are proud of doing something for somebody else, then you're on the right track. If you are not proud of what you have done, you can always do something that helps remedy that. And it won't necessarily fix it, but just a gesture, just a kind thought. Actually, thoughts are powerful. A kind thought to the person that you wished you'd done something in a better way. That's powerful. A kind thought actually is genuinely meant, can create the biggest change when you see that person again, or their attitude toward you. It just can change it automatically. We are running out of time for September. We would encourage you to just look at the more of everything. This is the month where magic can happen even more in a way where it's spontaneous, it's automatic. Nature just grows. Having the sunshine is brilliant and beautiful. And all around us there is newness. If you can just stop and smell the roses, and that's an old saying, but if you can just stop and observe the wonder of how something grew like it did, or how it can produce a flower, then you are taking one extra step towards becoming more spiritual. And on that note, lovely people, take care of you, and we will be back soon. This is Radio Hawke's Bay. If you would like to have a private session with me, my phone number is 02 741 66545, and have a lovely couple of weeks. I will see you back in 2 weeks. Bye.